your resume should be genuine. That means when you are creating a resume, always mention the skills what you know. Okay, so what are the steps in recruitment? If you talk, from client perspective, if you get a JD job description, we will search a right candidate based on the skill set what the client demands. We will search for a candidate in a portal, whatever available in that where you apply in Naukri or Shine Times, wherever you apply for a job. We will search and for your profile to get a place somewhere, and we will be shortlisting based on the criteria what the client's given, and as if the criteria are matching to the requirement, we will be forwarding to the next level. Then the interviews will be scheduled. It will be a face-to-face interview. In present scenario, it is not happening. It will be telephonic or video mode. Depends on the option from client what they provide. And there will be a couple of interviews, rounds of interviews, in especially in IT segment, 3 or 4 rounds interview. There will be technically or based on aptitude, and all HR rounds, etc. And once you got selected, the HR team will go for offer and negotiations. And once you are okay with everything, then the joining process will be happening. You will directly go to the induction. Next slide. So for that, if you are a candidate, basically you have a document. It is called the curriculum vitae or CV or a resume, technically what we speak. So CV is what? The face document which speaks about your professionalism. So the CV should have, you prepared with your resume always. It should have a proper structure. You should have, properly adopt a structure which is available with resume creators or with your friends. You can always select a structure. It should be looks professional, and with always use a single font, single color. Don't be too much colorful, and properly headings to be properly defined, and adequate spacing. Everything should be there, and you should always mention the address. Why I mention especially, so if you are a candidate, you are applying from Kerala and you want job in Bangalore. So if you are available in Bangalore, always try to mention your current address. So wherever, if you apply job in Kerala, always mention your current address, because that is important to make a selection or on a shortlist process of the recruiter. So if you are willing to relocate to Bangalore from Kerala, always mention that in the resume, and always have a photograph on your resume with formal dress, and your resume should be genuine. Why I said that? Because you will be copying someone's resume, you will not you will forget to mention your skill set. So it is important that you will be getting the questions based on your resume. Okay, so you should be answerable to what you mentioned in the resume, and the skill set what you learned you can project. Especially that is the main thing what a recruiter, especially from fresher hiring, we will be looking the skill set what you have. And continuity, what is continuity? Because you will be continuing the education, you will be working somewhere, working with different companies. In between you will have gaps. Always recruiter will ask you what is a gap, where you gone, because there won't be any continuation. If you have a break in between, like after the education, after the PUC or +2, there will be a gap. You might have gone for some kind of training and entered into engineering. That gap should be mentioned. There should be a continuity in the resume, and you should periodically update the resume, because maybe you uploaded your resume in some portal before 2 months. It might be not valid. Maybe you might have learned some more skill set with you. You can periodically update. And on vehicle, why? Because this is important while taking a decision from employer side. If you own a vehicle, because some of the things, maybe the client will not be provide commutation. That cases, this is one of the main area whether the candidate can commute from where to where. So that is a point you can add up, and it should be in a readable format. It like any Word format or PDF format. It can be accessible to the client. So this is a normal resume structure out of the scope, what the resume makers say from recruiter prospect. So let us speak. Why someone should take a job. Always, after the studies, you will be looking for. You want to get into a job. So what? What is your prospect to get a job? So why someone wants to take a job? Obviously for income, and for job security, or you want to continue your studies, or social status. You might be your friends will be placed in some good companies, and you should also get placed in that kind of companies. Maybe social acceptance and personal aspirations. Always like I want to dream to be fulfilled, so that I want to get a job in particular company. That may be the one reason you to apply for a job. And maybe the skill set, I learned some skill set, I want to fulfill my experience into some companies. That may be the inspiration behind to search a job. And next, career and growth. Obviously you should to be placed as per your career, as per based on your education, and you want to be in something. Maybe in a couple of years you should have some kind of dream. That will be the motivation behind you will be searching for a job. So, what are the challenges you face? If you speak about the challenges as a fresher, when you apply for a job, you don't have a previous experience. That is the first challenge you are going to face, and inability to convey your capability. You know something, and you are not able to communicate to the particular recruiter or the company what is your capability. That may be the challenges you may be facing. One thing. The next thing, mismatch between the job profile and the candidature. How it is you applied for some Java or something, because maybe in some cases you are not proficient in that skill. There may be a mismatch in the job requirement and about your skill set. Maybe the next point, what we're trying to mention, the lack of any specialized or unique skill capability. That may be the challenges you will be facing to get a dream job. Next slide. So, as an employer, when we are trying to place some candidate, what we look basically, the first thing, as a fresher, especially what we are expecting from freshers, the energy. So, as a fresher, you will be having an enthusiasm to learn something. That is energy you bring to the company. Always, the freshers to get a job. Next thing, you will be quick learners. So if you know, see, because in continuation of studies, if you are in a position to learn something, you people will be the quick learners. You can learn something easily. That will be the one reason the freshers will be hired. The next thing, easy to mold. What is that? Easy to mold, because you are sticking to something. It is not easy to stick out from that. What I'm saying, if you are good in something, if you are familiar with some company culture, it may not be easy to fit in other company. Every company follow different work culture. So what a fresher, why a company to take a fresher? Because it's easy to mold. We are with fresh mind. Is that means we can mold you easily. Obviously, monetary benefit. If a recruiter hire um, if a recruiter hire a fresher, obviously as the salary providing compared to the experienced people will be low. That will be the one reason what freshers get hired with the companies. So what are the criteria we'll be looking in the interviews? Okay, so we have mentioned here attitude, your learning capability, your academics. How about which institutions you have passed out? What are the courses you've done? What are your academic projects? Based on that, these questions will be coming. Next thing, your skills, your knowledge, your practical experience. So, how about your deep knowledge in your academic projects and your way of thinking? Always it depends on the attitude, how you react to the questions. So the way of thinking is one criteria, the one parameter what the recruiter or interviewer will be looking from a fresher. And obviously, what Vijay sir mentioned before, gesture, your posture, your confidence level, how confident you present you in front of the interviewer. And next point will be communication skill. That is must. Whenever you want to communicate something, its demands job profile. Many of the jobs demands the communication skills. So always prepare yourself for this. And if you speak in technically, so all this, on general point what I have mentioned, if you speak technical, so your understanding of a big picture, like about the academics projects, how, why, what, you should be answerable to the projects, especially you will have the questions from your academic projects. You should be capable to answer all the questions from this aspect. And the skill set fitment for the job role. If you apply for a job, obviously there will be questions on the skill set, your deep knowledge on the skill set, what the company demands. So be prepared for that. Next, resume integrity. So I have mentioned before, what you have mentioned in resume, you should be answerable for that. So be genuine while preparing the resume. So each and every point what you have mentioned in resume should be answerable by you. And next, about your practical knowledge. So how deep you are, how about your programming skills. If the questions, the company is not looking into the programming skills, something practical knowledge based on the context of the projects what you did will be questioned. That will be the normal normal interview process or hiring perspective from the client side, from the employer or recruiter side. So next we speak about the today's current scenario. So as a fresher, the companies, the industry what we are facing, 97% of the graduate engineers wants job, either in software engineering or core engineering. But 5% have the suitable skill to employed in software or product market. And 7% only can handle the core engineering task. So that is today's scenario. In a study, what I have seen, a major issue affecting the IT industry in India, NASCOM data shows that only about 25% of engineering graduates are employable. Even those employees are not readily deployable. IT industry spends between 16 to 24 weeks of training to make a campus graduates to be deployable. And it may cost on a lump sum of 1,000 crores per annum to train the campus graduates to employable. So this is a current scenario, and we can speak before the COVID, before the current situations, before the pandemic. This is the actual situations, and this is a view of an employer from the point of recruiter view we talk. Let us come to the point. What are the changes we are expecting post-COVID? So any criteria has changed, anything has been changed. What are the difficulties? What are the difficulties you may get in a job? So expected changes in COVID, the right situation, the post-COVID. Tech companies are still hiring, will take advantage of the world shifting increasingly to a digital, especially the result of coronavirus. And the domains like education, retail, e-commerce, and digital meetings have a boom. So the hiring may happen or the technologies may develop in that domains. Next slide. So what are the challenges? As a fresher, if you are looking for a job, the challenges that you may face in the current scenario, the employment may get delayed. You may keep on applying for a job. You will be keep on attending the interviews, but the decisions may delay. That is going to be the one big challenge what we are facing post-COVID situation. And you will be in a situation to take a job first, choice later. So as a fresher graduate, obviously you have some kind of dreams. So I need to be something, I need to be have skill set in so and so. So in this situation, if you are eagerly looking for a job, you will be in a position to take a job first, then make a choice, because you may be having loans, you may be have to take care of the family. Obviously, you will have to take a job first, then go for the choice later, because the name as a fresher has to change, right? Otherwise, it is not common that every companies will be taking freshers. Next thing, the digital skills. The world has changed to digitally, right? Now we are talking through videos. Like this, every jobs is going to be adaptable to the digital technologies. So you should be familiar with, you should have the proper system, internet connectivity, all these things. There are the big challenges you may face once even you get placed and remotely worked. The next thing, you may have get a gap. Even you applied for many jobs, you are in a desperate situations, and you want to do, you are in a position to not getting a job. You may have to pursue the next degree or the next any courses or something. And there are a lot of online courses available. Even they are not valid, you may have to have a position to take that. That are the major challenges we are expecting post this corona situations. Next slide. So, what are the changes may happen in employment even after you get selected in the process of recruitment in perspective of the employer? So, the employer will focus on the diverse, experienced candidate. So, you should be expertise in something. You should have get your knowledge in one or other way by yourself. So, interviews and assessments will be online. So as we say, physical distancing, social distancing, all this scenario, the interviews and assessments will be online. So you should have the proper system without the streaming issues. So you should have the proper internet. So preparing for an interview, you should be online, ready with online. The training, onboarding, and inductions will be online. So that are the changes from the client side, from the employer side, what we are expecting. And focus on the on-job training and the priority for technically strong candidates. You understand one thing, the job trainings, the trainings what the clients, the companies will be providing, not only the classroom trainings, that will be on-job trainings. So even after the training, you will be enter on job and you will have a mentor to support you physically, or somebody close the next seater, or maybe a team lead, or somebody will be help you to do. In these situations, the company will not be in a position to provide a physical mentor to your work. So the companies always change. Who is technically strong will be hired. That will be the one aspect expecting from the employer side in selection of the candidate. So the candidate with pre-existing skill or knowledge set are the first preferred candidates. So these are the changes from the employer or recruitment or training aspect post-COVID. So we just try to notice some capabilities, 10 capabilities we can say, or tips we can say to succeed in post-corona world, post-COVID world. So the first one is tech savviness. Always nowadays people know, the students, you are familiar with the technologies. We need not to mention that. And you should be familiar with the technologies and with the apps, get ready for everything. So the tech savviness will work out. Now how you are deep in the technology, how you are learning skill or the acquire technology skills, and fast tracking digital transformation companies, the companies already adopted the system or fast digital transformations. So you need to be comfortable with this kind of technical tools as well as able to work with them effectively. So tech savviness is important. to succeed in post-COVID job. And creativity and innovations. This is always important in a job, but here we speak. Spoke about some examples, like the car companies become the manufacturers of ventilators. So that is a creativity. So how the systems or how the equipments can be utilized or molded into a different product. So the creativity and innovations in post-coronavirus, human creativity is going to essential, very essential factor. And the next point, digital and coding skills. The digital transformation of organizations got boost because of coronavirus. Therefore, the professionals like digital skills, including coding, web development, and digital marketing, will become even more important than they are now. Thereof now. And basically, all companies are now digitally based in some way. So the opportunities to put digital skills to work are countless. So you should be acquire the knowledge in these technologies. And we speak about data literacy. So data is something we call as a fuel of the generation. So the companies will be assessing based on the data. So how the pandemic, how the things going to affect in certain community or certain businesses. So data plays a big role post-COVID. For the technologies or the IT segments may change into the data transformation or data, big data, all kind of skills. So professional with data literacy will be even more appealing for prospective employees even before. So there is a change in that aspect. And the critical thinking is always already explained with Vijay sir. So critical thinking, what is that? What is trust? Not trustworthy. What are the fake things? What are the right things? You should have the critical thinking on what. And adaptability and flexibility. You should be adaptable to the situations, and even that also explained with Vijay sir. Should be in a position to adapt the situations. Okay, so you should be even flexible to take the work and opportunities. And next few things what we suggest, because of the physical and social distancing, you should be your presence in social media make a big role. It's like you should have a professional platform like LinkedIn. So keep on update your portfolios or profiles, whatever, and in a professional manner. Okay, this is not like what we writing something in Facebook. So always the companies will be it will be going to a measurable tool to check the behavior and personal branding of a candidate. So always create an account, maintain it in a professional way. The next thing, you can create a video resume. So that is even more important, that you should have a video resume with you. It will be easy to assess a client, to assess a candidate in terms of the communication, the confidence level, and it will be going to the one of the main tool to adopt a video resume. So create a video resume in short, maybe in a 1 to 1.5 minute, which explains your about you and your skill set. And you should always focus on learning a foreign language other than English. Always you should be good in English, but always try to learn some foreign languages even. Why? Because the companies, the countries like Germany and all will be adopting or more investing more into the technologies in, especially in healthcare technology, healthcare segment. So ITs may play more and more IT opportunities will be coming in the foreign countries. So the final point what we would like to mention is accountability and ownership. This is always important in the life. To act depends on the situations. So always proactive and take the accountability and ownership. So you will become the leader. So all the best for your career, and let us come to the next speaker. Thank you. Thank you for listening.